as well as being a business owner, I'm a university lecturer here in China and in the UK. And a lot of my students are Chinese undergrads. So I'm acutely aware of how smart, academically, Chinese students are. But myself and others are also acutely aware that in certain areas, these Chinese students who are academically strong are weak. Life skills, soft skills, if you like. And a lack of these soft or life skills are adversely affecting their ability to find a good job and then develop a rewarding career. So today I want to talk about a life skill that I think is completely undersold, but I think it's vitally important. And once developed and utilized, you can not only grow professionally and personally, but you can also profit by using. Today I want to talk to you about becoming an influencer, the ability to use influence to your own advantage. We all use influence every day, but we don't know we're using it. Today I want to teach you how to understand it more and how to use it to your own advantage. The ability to influence is useful and valuable in all walks of life, but especially so in business. In China, influence is considered a vital part of the culture. The ability to develop relationships and use influence for personal gain, business growth, etc. It's guanxi. It's all about relationships and influence. All top companies require influencers. All top companies require effective managers. And an effective manager is someone who can get someone to do their bidding towards working towards common goals without force or coercion. That's what influence is about. Leaders, effective leaders, do not just command. They engage, they persuade, they encourage, and they motivate. And that's what using influence is all about. There's an old adage, and it goes like, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Well, I think it's a bit of both, right? I think, of course, it's what you know. We live in a global knowledge economy. So what you know has a financial value. If you're considered an expert, you can be very well rewarded financially. But of course, it's also about who you know. But it's crazy to think that successful people are actually born into a group of connected and important friends. It just doesn't happen. Successful people actually work hard to break into these groups of connected and important people. And they do this through the power of influence. I want to introduce you to a methodology that I've personally used for about 12 years. I just want to share with you something that actually works. It's worked for hundreds of people I've taught this to around the world. More recently, Chinese entrepreneurs, Chinese students, and Chinese business managers. What I will say about this methodology is if you follow it, it is very effective. It has no name, but recently one of my students in Songjiang, he actually called it PP's 6 P's to influence. First of all, it's simple. You have to find your passion. You've got to be passionate about something in life. So how do you find your passion? Well, you have to take certain considerations into mind. You have to take certain factors. What are you good at? Because what's the point of doing something you're not good at and you don't enjoy doing? Your chances of success will be diminished. What are you knowledgeable about? What is useful to others? Can you sell it? Can you promote it? Once you've found your passion, you've got to share it with others. So you need to identify your desired audience, your niche, if you like. You have to send them the right sort of messages. Will it satisfy their desires, their needs, their wants? But you've got to remember, passion is energy. Energy cannot be confined. You have to release this energy. And you release it by showing people in everything you do and everything you say, you are passionate. Without your own passion, how can you expect other people to be passionate about it? So, first P, passion is paramount. Second P, you have to tell the world about your passion. So you have to create a pitch. So what's a pitch? Can you textualize your passion, your energy, your area of expertise? Can you develop a speech? Can you develop a PPT? Could you develop a class or a seminar? Perhaps even do a TEDx talk. In today's world, lots of people blog or vlog. I know thousands of young people in China and all around the world who have built massive online followings and profit from it. Some choose not to profit from it, but they've got an online following. So they're automatically people of influence. People follow what they say. I also guarantee that once you've found your passion or your area of expertise, you will not be the only one operating in there, in that space. So, your pitch, your message has to show how you stand out from the others. What is your USP? If you haven't got one, develop one. Your message also needs to tap into people's desires, wants, needs. Perhaps it aligns closely to their personal and professional aspirations, their goals in life. Your pitch needs to sit with them. Not top of mind, but center of heart. Everything in your pitch has to be passionate. So you need passion, you need a pitch. The third P, publish. Nothing gets you more credibility than being recognized as a published author. It's also very easy to do nowadays. With the internet, you can easily research a subject, you can develop something and distribute it. I've done it with ebooks, audio courses, video courses, online classes. You can easily do it. And when it comes to publishing, you don't even have to write a word of it yourself. You can employ a ghostwriter. This book here, I didn't write a word of it. I commissioned it. 12,000 copies downloaded. So it's easily done. I actually started by contributing articles and chapters to fellow academics' journals and white papers. But I soon realized the value of being recognized as a published author. So being a published author, even if it's self-published, carries real credence and kudos. And it's probably the most vital part of this methodology. To profit. Some people don't like that word. As a businessman, I love it. But to profit from becoming a person of influence, you have to develop products and services. Again, these products and services need to be closely aligned to your desired audience wants and needs. Can it solve problems in their life? Can it help them grow in life and in business? As a poor kid from a poor neighborhood in a northern English city, I'm quite happy to say I've done well in life now. So my passion is simply to help others do the same. So my products and services are classes, courses, seminars that help young people become more confident, become happier in themselves, and become successful. I've done this for 12 years. My focus now is helping Chinese students because I see that they're academically strong, but sometimes need help and support in other areas of their life. Build and maintain a good public profile. We live in a world of social media. We're all connected to our phones. We all live in this engaged, connected society. Okay? So use it to your advantage. So build and maintain a public profile. Online. Do you have a website? Are you on LinkedIn? Do you actively engage in social media? Offline. Are you a good business networker? Do you have a business card? Do you do speeches, presentations? Does what you do create good PR opportunities? And are you and your ideas newsworthy? I said we need to build and maintain a good public profile. The focus is on maintain, because this is not a one-hit sort of deal. To be an influencer, you need to be considered the go-to guy or girl in your area of expertise. You need to be seen as having your finger on the pulse. And if you or your profile is current or out of date, then you are no longer an influencer in the eyes of your audience. 6, last but not least, partnerships. You have to develop collaborations and joint ventures with other organizations that have direct access to your desired audience. You need to set up deals and arrangements where you can sell your products and services to their clients. But you cannot be greedy. You have to set up mutually beneficial arrangements and collaborations. It has to be win-win. Right now in China, my organization is working with Xiaoping.com, which is one of the leading online recruitment companies with 160 million users. We're working with BYD, the Chinese car manufacturer, and we're also working with Ping An Insurance here in China, as well as having smaller relationships with several universities based right here in Nanjing. Having the right partnerships and collaborations in place will not only raise your profile quicker to a wider audience, but it will also bring you profit, more of it, quicker. I am fortunate enough to be working with some really large companies, some famous brands, and also some government branches. So if an old English guy with a funny accent can be classed as a successful influencer in China, then the majority of people in this room can be more successful than me. The reason I can say this and say it with confidence is that you can start now. The majority of people in this audience are younger than this old boy. So you can start now. I started late. You now have basic tool set and methodology that works that you can follow. But more importantly, you understand the culture better than I. I've just started scratching the surface on the Chinese culture. And also, most of you will have better Chinese language skills than me. I speak very little Chinese, and I have to attend meetings with a professional translator. So if I can do it, you can certainly do it. I'm not saying it's easy. What I'm saying is it's definitely easier for you than me. But the trouble with trying something new is it's scary, right? Especially if you're a young person. To try something different, you're viewed as different. Not a lot of people like to be viewed as different. So everything we do around this methodology will take you out of your comfort zone. But to be honest, that's where success lies, at the edge of your comfort zone. So step out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone, because that's where true success lies. Influence is what gets you the respect of others. Influence builds confidence. Influence is the foundation of a successful life. Go be successful. Go influence. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.